Islands have fascinated humans for centuries. Millions of expeditions of curious folks have traveled all over the globe to get a rare glimpse of these isolated pieces of land. But while the vast majority of them have been explored by now, there are still several unique islands scattered across the world that remain strangely uninhabited for one reason or another. Today, let's look at the top 5 uninhabited islands in the world and learn what makes each one special. On number 1, we have the Alderman Islands. Located in Mercury Bay in the North Island, New Zealand, these are a small group of rocky islets lying 20 kilometers off the coast of Tairua and Pauanui. The Alderman group consists of 4 main islands, namely Hongioria, Middle, Ramawanui, and Ramawaiti, with a combined area of 330 acres. The islands have been protected since 1933. Then, in 1969, Maori gifted them to the people of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Interestingly, the islands were named the Court of Aldermen by Captain Cook and his crew on the 3rd of November, 1769. Good thing it isn't such a mouthful anymore. The Alderman Group is an important forested nature reserve hosting rare species, including the tuatara, and access is only by permit. It's also considered one of the best open water dive sites in New Zealand. Characterized by its glimmering white shores, distinctive rocky profiles, volcanic spires, and stunning wildlife, the Alderman Islands are paradise for nature lovers and solitude seekers. Next up, we have the Shikoshakare Island. It's located in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, sprawling over 360 hectares in area. So here's a fun fact. Shikoshakare Island is one of the Bocas Islands, situated in the Dragon's Mouth, between Trinidad and Venezuela. Sounds intriguing? Well, it gets better. Christopher Columbus first identified this unique island on his 3rd New World voyage in 1498. He named the island Port of Cats because he thought he could hear the roar of wildcats on the island. In reality, it was the yowling call of howler monkeys. Talk about being way off the mark. Shikoshakare Island has also been called El Caracol, which means the snail, because of its circular shape. The island houses a Hindu temple founded in 1945 that continues to be functional with occasional religious activities. In the past, Shikoshakare Island has been used as a cotton plantation, a whaling station, and a leper colony. But these days, it remains uninhabited and eerily desolate, except for staff maintaining a lighthouse on the island's summit. Sure sounds lonely, doesn't it? On number 3, we have the Disappointment Islands. Yep, you heard that right. Although it's become a popular location for ironic Google reviews and humorous claims of residence, it is far more than just a silly meme. Disappointment Islands are a small group of coral islands, including the island of Tapoto and the atoll of Nauka. It's also one of the 7 uninhabited islands in the Auckland Islands archipelago in New Zealand, covering an area of 3 kilometers. Since the islands are incredibly arid, they aren't especially conducive to human habitation. The Disappointment Island is part of Auckland's Islands Group Important Bird Area because it's a breeding site for several species of rare seabirds, as well as the endemic Auckland shag, Auckland rail, and Auckland snipe. The island is also home to a large colony of white-capped albatrosses, with nearly the entire world's population nesting there. Although no one can say for sure how it got its name and why exactly it is so disappointing, we can assume that Disappointment Island is stuck with this unfortunate label due to frequent shipwrecks in the past, inhospitable environment, and lack of resources such as fresh water and edible food. Now, would you still visit the infamous Disappointment Island? Do let us know in the comments section below. Covering a massive area of 55,247 kilometers squared, Devon Island is the largest uninhabited island in the world. As a comparison, it's just a little smaller than Croatia. Located in Baffin Bay in Nunavut, Canada, it is the 6th largest island in Canada and the 27th in the world. Now brace yourselves because this is a truly extraordinary island. It remains frozen for nearly the entire year, so the majority of the island is basically a frozen plateau. The remarkably barren polar desert environment has led to many people nicknaming it Mars on Earth. In fact, the island's landscape is so impressively Martian that it has been a hotspot for astronauts and scientists since 1997. How cool is that? The strikingly Martian island is also famous for the Houghton impact crater, which appeared there around 39 million years ago. So yeah, Devon Island is definitely the place for space enthusiasts. We then finally have the Pig Beach. It is a very peculiar little beach located on an uninhabited island in Exuma, the Bahamas. It is one of 360 islands found in the Bahamas' Exuma Keys. Despite the intriguing name, you won't see pigs miraculously flying here, but you can catch them swimming happily in the Bahamas Sea. The island's unique name can be attributed to the colony of feral swimming pigs living on it. It is entirely uninhabited by humans, of course. The picturesque island is about 82 miles southeast of Nassau, is shorter than 1 mile in length and can be traversed on foot in just an hour or two. But what it lacks in size, it surely makes up with the millions of annual visitors who are there to enjoy the breathtaking beauty of the isolated island and the endearing sight of cute piglets swimming in the sea. Okay, so you might be wondering how the Exuma pigs ended up on Pig Beach. The story goes that the pigs swam to the uninhabited island after a boat that they were aboard went shipwrecked during a storm in the Bahamas Sea. Another story, although much more ominous, explains how sailors brought them to the island with the intention of eating them. However, an unplanned emergency forced them off the island, and they never returned for their food. Here we have it, the 5 uninhabited islands. That is a wrap for today's video. Remember to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.